This is a Milford Next-Gen tow bar fitting instruction video for the Mitsubishi Outlander. The installation times for a professional fitter and a beginner fitter are shown on screen. Here's a list of tools you'll need for your installation, as well as your parts list. Remove the trim plugs as shown using a trim removal tool. Repeat these steps on the other side of the vehicle. Partially remove the wheel arch trim as shown and use a 10mm socket wrench or spanner to remove the bolt shown. Repeat on the other side. Remove trim plug behind the wheel arch as shown. Repeat on the other side of the vehicle. Open up the rear of the vehicle. Use a trim removal tool to pry loose the plastic trim rear light cover. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 2 screws as shown. Detach the rear light as shown. Remove and unplug the light fittings as shown. Repeat these steps on the other side of the vehicle. Remove rear bolts as shown using a 10mm socket wrench or spanner. Repeat this step on the other side of the vehicle. Apply masking tape to the vehicle as shown to protect it from abrasion when removing the bumper. Repeat on the other side. Partially unclip the bumper as shown. Disconnect electronics as shown, then repeat these steps on the other side. Unclip the rest of the bumper and remove it from the vehicle. Beneath the vehicle, undo the wing nut as shown. Then, using tin snips, cut out a small section of the exhaust heat shield as shown. Then reapply the wing nut. Repeat this process on the other side of the vehicle. Align the right-hand side plate to the chassis rail and attach 3 number 9 bolts loosely where the side plate is still manoeuvrable. Repeat with left-hand side plate. Raise the main bar and lock it into the side plates. Screw in 3 number 5 bolts attaching the side plates to the main bar. Repeat on the other side. Tighten these bolts to the torque level shown on screen. Attach 2 more number 9 bolts through the side plate to the chassis rail as shown on screen. Tighten and torque to the level shown on screen. Follow up by tightening the previously applied loose number 9 bolts in the surrounding area to the torque level shown on screen. Repeat these steps on the other side of the vehicle. Prepare the previously removed bumper for cutting by applying masking tape as shown on screen. Flip the bumper over and remove the screws as shown using a Phillips head screwdriver. Remove the 4 trim plugs to free the sensor wire trim as shown. Unclip the sensor wires from the trim as shown on screen. Disconnect electronic connection as shown, then remove the trim plug holding the wire in place with the trim removal tool as shown. Remove this trim piece for modification. Apply masking tape to the areas as shown on the edges of the trim features. The tape should align with the trim features as shown on screen. Use a plastic cutting tool or angle grinder to cut along the edges of the masking tape as shown. Repeat this on both sides of the trim. Discard the centre section of this trim piece. Measure and mark on the bumper to prepare for cutting. The specific measurements are shown on screen. Pause this video and mark the cutting lines. 10mm out from each of the 4 corners shown, mark a centre point where shown on screen. Using a 20mm hole saw, drill into the 4 centre points marked in each corner as shown on screen. Using a plastic cutting tool or angle grinder, cut along the previously marked lines as shown. Using a flat and round file, file away rough edges as shown. Remove the masking tape and clean the bumper with a clean cloth. Reclip the sensor wires to the first inner trim piece as shown. Reattach trim plug and electronic connection as shown. Reapply previously removed screws with a Phillips head screwdriver and reattach the trim plugs as shown. Reclip the sensor wires to the second inner trim piece as shown. Repeat the trim reattachment steps on the second trim piece as shown. Apply a small piece of protective foam tape to the top of the tow bar hitch as shown, approximately 60mm back from the tow bar hitch opening. Reattach the bumper to the vehicle by connecting previously disconnected electronics as shown. The sensor wires should sit over the tow bar hitch as shown. Use a 10mm socket wrench or spanner to reapply the previously removed bolt as shown. Repeat on the other side of the vehicle. Reapply trim plug in the wheel arch as shown. Repeat on the other side. Reapply the bolt holding the top of the bumper to the vehicle as shown, and tighten to manufacturer specification. Replace the light units back into the car, carefully replacing the globes and reconnecting the wiring harness. Tighten the lower bolt as shown, then proceed to replace the earlier removed screws to the light unit as shown. Reapply plastic trim to the light unit, then repeat these steps on the opposite side of the vehicle. You've now installed a Milford NextGen tow bar to your Mitsubishi Outlander. Enjoy your towing.